advantage and confident in their ability to close out on some of those picks, and that's what kept them so even with the ROX Tigers. It was a bit of a slugfest in there, and it was calculated though. It was all very calculated aggression coming in from both of those teams. Again, the exception being that split Baron call. That's a bit unfortunate. I think Afreeca was right to at least start the Baron, but fortunately have to get out of that pit and commit to that decision. And Bard is going to be banned actually by Afreeca this game. That's a bit interesting.
Yeah.
Gorilla is not a big Bard player.
Yeah, it's a really bizarre ban coming out from them, but the Lysandra to follow makes a bit more sense after Koro had a pretty solid game on it and got that MVP. But looks like ROX are going to be keeping it consistent, at least so far, with the Corki and Twisted Fate bans. Last one getting ready to come through as Rise is taken off of the table.
So do you ban the Zed now is going to be the question. When the Lysandra is banned, do you respect that? And you do.
You do, but this means that Kalista has made it through for Songyun. Big 80 carry pickup for him. We'll see if he wants to take it.
Yeah, but ROX is going to be happy to play Sivir. SK Telecom and ROX, the big Sivir teams.
True.
On the more recent
Another one that made it
patches.
through.
There's also the Poppy available. That was banned in game number 1. And
Ooh, yeah, that's a good
Smeb
point.
is 10-0 this season on Poppy. He's been absolutely amazing on that champion.
Could be making it number 11 if it makes it through this first round. Afreeca really taking their time with this draft, as they should.
That Bard is really puzzling. Gorilla's played one Bard game this season, and most people like to ban Alistair against him. We're going to take the Poppy for Ixu, though.
Okay.
It's a champion on which he has racked up most of his MVP points.
Well, makes sense.
Probably it's going to be Kalista Alistair
Italy
here.
made it through again, I just realized.
Yeah, well, you could take the Nidalee, you could take Nidalee Kalista here. You could take Nidalee Alistair. That generally has been, Alistair has generally been a super high priority pick for ROX. And it just opens up so many ways to play the game early. And, you know, maybe if you can take Alistair Jhin, you're not going to be so worried about the Kalista pickup. So it'll probably be Nidalee Alistair, actually, come to think of it, especially since they are on red side.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I think that if you are...
Oh,
they're
wow.
going to lock the bot lane, actually. So Nidalee could go over to Lyra here. And it will. So Poppy Nidalee so far. So they give a pass on it to secure the Sivir Alistar.
I'm surprised, actually, because...
As am I.
You know, Songyun's played a decent amount of Sivir this season, but Nidalee, perhaps it wasn't as impactful as they would have liked, but you know, had a great game on it overall. Made some nice early ganks and certainly was a big contributor to taking out low HP targets in those team fights and healing prey, maybe most importantly of all.
Trundle, though, snatched up for the side of Afreeca Freecs, so that will be our support. Smeb might just revisit this Echo. Had a decent game, became pretty close to unkillable by the end of it. And it's going to be the Echo and the Kindred this time for Peanut. So not opting to go for the Graves, as we saw Lyra play in the last game. Goes for the Kindred. Does have, I believe, the earliest Sated Devourer that we have seen.
So it would make sense for them to set up a... Not really a poke composition, though. Obviously, Lucian would be a better fit if they were actually planning on sieging.
Will be very so. Question is, what do the ROX Tigers go for? And it's going to be a very fast LeBlanc lock.
Kuro's most played champion this season. He'll be confident on that again, something that he can roam very efficiently on, make sure he can get there faster than the Varus. Mickey will be taking heal in this game, so he's not going to have a chance to respond. And, you know, really that's what they're looking for. They just need to get the LeBlanc into these tower dive situations with the champions like Kindred, Alistair, Sivir, speed up, get under the turret. LeBlanc gets there first. Mickey's going to be slow on the roam. Pick up the kills, take the turret before the mid laner from Afreeca can arrive. It's just how the ROX Tigers play League of Legends right now. Yep. Just constantly play with a man advantage in skirmishes by being faster on the map and opening up that possibility by having mid lane selections that pose a very high threat of moving into the other lanes quickly.
Yep. Gonna have to keep our eyes on these junglers as usual. Peanut had a really strong game on that Nidalee. I think he only gave up one kill, or one death rather, in that whole thing, went very aggressive with the full AP build. This time on Kindred, going to be trying to match that aggression moving forward and maybe break the sated record that we have seen.
I love the expressions on the ROX Tigers portraits. Peanut just thinking about how he's going to kill you. Prey looking slightly confused. Smeb's like, what's up? What you doing in my lane?
All right, well, game 2 coming up here. Afreeca versus ROX Tigers. Let's get into it.
Everybody wants to rule the world. There's a room where the light won't find you. Holding hands.
Afreeca fans still holding on tight after that pretty strong performance from game 1, but ROX feeling a bit bolstered in their confidence on the backside of that win. So far, just going to be standard 5-point cross the river by the look of it. Maybe some deep wards coming in a little bit later, but I don't know if we're going to see any lane swaps coming in quite just yet.
No, probably not. We'll see how this Poppy Echo matchup goes in the top side. Probably not going to be very exciting.
Yeah, not sure how that one works out. Echo's still very new for us. Kids in the audience excited to be on camera.
I'm excited to be on camera too, Achilles.
You should be. If you didn't like being on camera, you'd be in the wrong profession.
Hey, to be fair, most of our work is done off camera.
That is true. That is very true. We're on for 20 seconds, 30 seconds here and there.
But it's the best 20 and 30 seconds of the broadcast, if I do say so myself.
The best 20 and 30 seconds of my life.
No, of the fans' lives.
There you go. There's the confidence that I like to hear. This is my gift to you.
Behold, gaze upon my beauty.
Ward goes down though, bot side. Instant advantage to Afreeca.
Well, this game's already over, I guess.
Yep, it's might as well just throw in the towel.
Everybody just quit the game.
Be able to win.
I know you can't surrender yet, but
Really early aggression here. So far just walking up on Prey. Knight coming across as well, pops the heal for movement speed. That added a little bit of HP, but they already get the summoner spells out. So 1 for 1, but heal down for Prey. Could be taken advantage of.
it's getting dogged there by the Trundle. And but nothing really too relevant going down. I mean, not having that ignite eliminates a lot of the kill pressure anyway that you would need that heal for.
Yeah.
We'll be taking over control of that lane nice and early. No real jungle shenanigans yet. Of course, we're going to the second buff right now. Looks like Kindred on the wrong side of the map to get the mark on the crab. Unfortunately, and is actually just going to go for an invade here, seeing if, in fact, Lyra took a slightly greedier path where he'd actually be able to fight him at his red buff, but that is not the case.
Not going to be the case at all, and there's not much for him to really take away. Maybe just the Krugs, should he go for that. But not really in a position to pinch down onto Snowflower or Songyun quite just yet. You can see the Scuttle Crab does go down up on that top side of the river. Smeb getting stunned up, takes a lot of damage. It's going to be the shield there to stop him from phase diving out. That was a really early spear by Lyra. Thought he was going to predict the flash, and now Smeb throws it out. Meanwhile in the mid lane, trading back and forth from Kuro and Mickey. Gets that pass and popped.
I don't know what he was thinking with that spear. Maybe he thought he was going to flash into the next brush early.
That's what I can surmise from it, but it was not so. So trying to style on him and just looks like a fool.
It's how it works sometimes if you try to style too hard.
I mean,
that's how I explain all my bad plays in games. I was like, I was going to style on him, but I was trying too hard.
Yep. I mean, if it works, you look like a god. If it doesn't work, then it's just, well, whatever. Unlucky, I guess.
Yeah, that was a really weird timing for Smeb to push forward right there because they knew that Peanut's pathing, he was at red buff, went into Krugs, and he knew that he wasn't on the bottom side of the jungle.
Yeah.
So you have to be really cautious.
Oh, Mickey gonna get chained up. Here comes Peanut. Forces the flash, still stuck underneath the tower. It's gonna be the ignite coming across. Is it enough? Peanut jumps back in for one last hit. They're gonna trade, but first blood still goes over the ROX.
And they get the assist gold, and Kuro gets a little bit of time to farm up here underneath his own turret. Maybe a little bit sloppy there for Peanut.
Yeah, still dead even, however. Well, just about. So not much of an advantage can come from that first blood gold. Lyra, however, gonna make another visitation to this top side. Ixu comes up here, flashes in to deny the phase dive yet again. Smeb gonna just turn in and go aggressive.
Oh.
Parallel convergence gets thrown down, still finds the kill. Gets the shield and the stun on the Lyra. Does he go for it?
Smeb.
He's gonna do it, but he has that hunted debuff. Gonna have to play really cautiously and carefully. Goes back into the phase dive. Oh,
The
Smeb can
minions?
play with fire, but he gets him in the end.
Oh.
Smeb showing why he is the best top laner in the world.
Whoa! Absolutely wrecking them in that 2v1, playing so well around the caster minion damage. It did most of the work and actually finished off Ixu. And guess what? Smeb's just going to stick around because Peanut's back up here trying to bait Ixu in. Ixu's like, I'm done with that. I'm done with that.
I surrender. If it was 20 minutes, I'd throw in the towel. Let's take another look at this, because this was beautiful.
Sick, yeah. So coming in right here, Smeb just playing around that minion wave, gets on top of Ixu, using that speed that he gets to try and get that. The minion wave's going to finish him off. Lyra just sticks around inside the parallel convergence. Smeb gets the shield, falls off though before he can do any damage. And then he's just trying to play around the outside of the wave again. Comes back in with the next phase dive, then gets that smackdown kill with the time winder when Lyra decides to come back in. And really impressive play right there. Just dodging absolutely everywhere. And that's the buff that we got there onto the Echo. You know, that lower cooldown on the phase dive in the early game allows plays like that to happen.
Yeah, beautifully played by Smeb, and that's going to get him well ahead of Ixu on this Poppy. Kuro, though, good flash away, will evade the chains from Mickey. Actually goes in, locks him down with chains of his own. Cannot find the kill, though.
Well, wasn't looking for the kill without the ignite and the flash up. Seeing if he could bait them over towards Peanut, but have knowledge of where Lyra was on the map, so they're not going to walk further towards the bottom side brush there when they have no vision.
Yep. Glacial Shroud all ready for Smeb. So going to be mitigating a lot of that damage up on the top side as Poppy's just going to try to wallop him with the hammer, but you can see now this is very much in the hands of the Echo, taking a lead.
It's going to get really bad when that Iceborne comes through, too.
Yeah. It's going to be disgusting. Look at the trait damage.
Well, it's just so hard to itemize against, too, because once you get that sheen, you want to especially itemize against the base damage coming out.
Third time's a charm, I guess, Smeb.
Oh, my
Still
God.
walking forward. Almost has the flash available. Lyra going to try to go around from the dry
Please
brush
no.
this time.
All right, they know he's there.
Yeah, spots him with that big ward. We'll be able to clear it out, but Smeb keeps himself alive even longer. I'm gonna have to watch that play when I get home, because it was still just that was one of the best outplays I've seen. There was even, you could even tell there was that moment where he had Lyra stunned in the parallel convergence, where he was like starting to walk toward tower and he just went, oh, I can win this, and then he comes back in.
Well, it's a new champion coming back into the meta, so a lot of these players are not going to have that much experience playing against Echo or knowing Echo's limits right now. Some of the buffs that he's received over the last several patches resulting in the situation that he's getting played a lot again.
Yep.
So it's a lesson.
Smeb definitely knows the limits of that champion for sure. Lyra coming in here. Sweeps before entering the brush. So just gonna find that big ward. Now going in the chain. Not gonna connect. Kuro gets locked down. Actually, ooh, the javelin comes through. He almost falls. One more auto would have had it. Kuro gonna have to run out of here. Piercing arrow just can't go long enough. Mickey didn't channel it in time.
Mickey had his flash right there. That would have been really nice kill.
LeBlanc, but cannot find it. But very near escape there for Kuro as he goes back.
Peanut's gonna have to clean up the mid lane in his absence, but that'll help at least come back when it comes to gold right here, although he is even because he did get that kill. But again, Lyra just doing a magnificent job of out-farming Peanut. But it's not really too unusual. Just looking at Peanut's statistics, he's actually usually down in CS to the other jungler at 10 minutes, but he's up in gold because he just gets kills, basically.
Yep, still on the path toward Devour, just has the one dagger for now. Should be able to complete the jungle item on his next back cover and start stacking up just sated. Don't think we're going to be seeing a 17-minute sated this time around. Already over halfway to that point.
And going once again for the skirmisher Saber.
Yep.
Who needs wards? The battle ward needs no wards.
Yeah, as a Peanut is a ward himself. I would love to see him one day just show up in like a ward cosplay. So
Well,
wears that while he plays the game.
I think I just need to commission that for him and tell him to wear it.
Yep, Lyra taking a lot of damage. Ignite's not there, but Kuro says, I don't care, I don't need it.
I like buffs.
Goes in, it's like, give me that double buff. And he will take it away. Red buff over to him.
Well,
another kill on the board.
Lyra's been really good this season, but he's definitely having an off game this time around.
Yep. Not going to be showing Peanut how to play in Italy. Showing him how to not play in Italy, though.
Oh man, this is bad for Mickey too.
Yep.
Take a look at that. I mean, Lyra just has no mana here, so he has no business coming up this far because he can't heal himself in case he gets in a situation like this, and instead just flips over to the Cougar form. Tries to bounce away, can't quite make it.
Oh, look at this, though. Dive on an Ixu, who's already so low. Peanut's just going to arrive. Looks like they get the kill over to him.
So I was like, I already got two. You want one, buddy?
Yeah, I can share the love. And another stack goes on to the Devourer.
Nice.
ROX having a much stronger game this time around compared to the first.
Well, they didn't have a bad first game either. But
Well,
yeah,
I mean, it was-
the domination out of the laning phase is severe. But remember, they're only 800 gold up.
Yeah.
They have fallen behind, especially in CS in that mid lane. So it's definitely not the end of the world for Afreeca, but their composition is sort of awkward because the Callista picking Varus and Callista in Italy together doesn't have the greatest synergy for like a poke or a siege composition that you would normally see with a Varus in Italy.
Yeah.
Or if, in Callista's case, more of a team fighting zone control composition where you want to play around that dragon or the Baron. So it's, when they group up, it's not going to be terrible, but it's just not exactly ideal. They don't have a really clear win condition besides sort of dominate the laning phase, and they've sort of failed to do that.
Yeah.
ROX Tigers, on the other hand, definitely nice pick composition set up here. They've got hard CC in both the lanes. They have hard CC when the block moves. So a lot of options for turret diving, especially with two ways to make themselves invulnerable with Kindred ult and the basically invulnerable with the Alistar ultimate.
This map is just filthy on this Echo.
It didn't have a great first game, but it's getting nasty this time.
Yeah. Quite nasty indeed. Oh, whoops. It's like, I'll give you a free one. Jumps into that. We've been seeing a lot of that lately, people just dashing and jumping into these spears. Beat it, though. I don't know if you want to stick around this time.
It's like, I don't think I'm going to take this crap.
It's not worth the mark. So it just goes ahead and backs off. Giving a little bit of free pressure over to Lyra here on that Italy. He's trying to bolster his confidence. He's like, yeah, see, you can land these spears.
How far back Freya's playing now that Alistar's not there. A little bit concerned about what could happen to him with a Fate's Call underneath the turret.
Oh, well, piercing arrow starting to do some damage too. And then there's Smith.
He's going for the under turret trades, proccing that Iceborne off the phase dive.
That is a Hex Drinker Poppy in the top lane.
Oh, that's bad.
Oh, poor Ixu.
Wow, that's just not a good idea.
It's not at all. Why wouldn't you go for the Spirit Visage?
Well, it's not
I
like the
guess
problem is the Iceborne first, right?
Yeah.
Difficult to itemize considering you are going to be taking damage from those auto attacks, but even so, like, this is not ideal.
Oh, well, Smeb jukes that out. It's going to be the pillar coming down as they're trying to get onto him. Songyu's here to try to get the Fate's Call. Connect, but parallel convergence comes through. Flash away by Smeb. Will not get knocked up. Peanut here to fire back a lot of damage. And he actually finishes off Snowflower. Oh my god. Now Mickey, headbutt pulverizes Gorilla, arrives in the mid lane. Hex Trigger gets popped, but it doesn't even matter. Kuro takes him down with a distortion. ROX Tigers running away with this game. Look at the smiles on
The
his
fadeaway
face.
wolf toss. Just chuck your wolf at him.
I'd love to see that again. That was a ton of damage coming through from the wolf. And now Lyra on the run. Songyun getting hit up here by Smeb. It's going to be the TP coming through. Gorilla and Peanut on the backside, though.
Here we
They
go.
fight this. They go straight onto Ixu. Peanut trying to finish off Songyun. Can he get him? Does have the Lambs for Spite if he wants to dive under the tower. Looks like he's going to do just that. Pops it, should be able to exit on the backside. Kuro locking down Lyra as he goes over the wall. Double flash from these guys. Spear connects. Can he finish him off? Jumps back. One more hit. Kuro gets it, but Snowflower will follow up with the jump for the kill. But
Peanut
overall,
died to the turret.
oh, he did. He did. I guess the Lambs for Spite heals just not enough.
Well,
but meanwhile, all of this Clown party is going on the top side. Prey is going to whittle down this turret to the bot side.
Well, they killed Mickey and decided to take a nice stroll through the enemy jungle, just walk right underneath the turret. Not the most ideal placement, as we see Smeb just going to have to flash away from the Fate's Call right there, avoid getting knocked up, and then here's Cellflower. Bam! Yeah, the Kuro here manages to land the chains. Gorilla flashes in, does the combo, and Mickey just out of position as he's trying to go help out his top lane. Didn't expect the roam coming in from the bottom side with Gorilla. Prey stays around just to take out the turret. First one of the game, and now ROX really starting to open up their advantage in spite of that rather silly turret dive that happened. I mean, he got the kill on the Songyun, but he like had the Kindred ultimate down, but because it goes like, you can't select it, it just goes like right around you when you cast it, or around the target. You know, he wasn't in the right place to get out of turret aggro range, even though he was on the edge of it, I suppose. We didn't actually get to see how he died. Yeah.
I'm guessing one final turret shot came in and kill him as he just dashed out. Ixu coming around the side. That's going to be a headbutt. That's going to be a pulverize. And Ixu is going to be killed. Gets a stun on the Gorilla, but he's going to break that stun with the Alistar ultimate. Not sure if he needed to use it, but better safe than sorry. Just pops that one to keep himself up.
Turns out Hexdrinker Shield doesn't do a lot against Sivir and Kindred. Who knew?
Yeah, beats the hell out of me.
They were just trying to make some sort of desperation play right there to get themselves back in this game. Wanted to set up a dive.
Desperation is the right word.
Didn't know that there were going to be
double pink wards in
double
that
pink
brush.
wards and Gorilla and Peanut all in that brush.
Yep.
Read them like a book, stuffed the dive, and then now they're going to sacrifice a lot of farm to the turret in the top side as Smeb gets it all the way shoved back into the tier 2.
Yep. Also whittled it down to about half HP. He's got that Iceborne Gauntlet. The Sheeprog's doing some work. You see now Ixu finally going for the Spectre's Cowl, but it's going to be a split build as he has the Glacial Shroud as well. Meanwhile, Smeb, Sunfire Cape.
To be expected.
Yep.
More pressure. So,
Kuro.
Nothing's going to stop him from pushing for quite some time. Ixu is going to be slow at clearing these waves.
Kuro just going to keep going for the aggression with the needlessly large rod now coming in. Dragon hasn't been taken quite just yet by ROX. First one did go over to Lyra. Looks like he's going to start up the second one. Should be able to take that as well, but Rift Herald's going to be taken by ROX. That could just allow them to finish off that tier 2 tower at the top side of Afreeca are hot misrotating around the map.
Yeah, fortunately for Afreeca, they have some time, so see what they actually end up doing with this Rift Herald buff and where Peanut's going to go with it. Still not quite there in spite of his 5 kills to Sated Devourer status. That shouldn't be long now. They're not actually moving Peanut into a lane as both of these waves hit tier 2. Oh, now they will. All right.
Yep, looks like it's going to be the bot lane. So we see 4 members gravitating their way down there. Prey just coming off a recall, working toward that static shiv.
Oh, here comes the dive.
Oh, poor Ixu. We'll go in for the stun on the Gorilla, gets popped up by the Pulverize. Here comes Kuro on the backside, and he's going to go down. Peanut finds another kill.
There's just nothing Ixu can do now. It's been too brutal. The lane is stumbled out of control. Snap is like 50 CS and 3-0-4. He's just going to get repeatedly dove.
This is what happens when you take Smeb's champion. It's like, no.
Smeb saw that pull on the little Esports Twitter. He's like, who's the best top in the world now, Ixu?
Yeah. Witness me. And look at that. The inhibitor tower line has been broken. Free 19 minutes. Mid turret gonna go down as well. Maybe not quite just yet. The teleport coming in here from Ixu. Let's see if he can actually make something happen. Kuro is in trouble, dashes away, gets into the lamp for a spite. Not sure if he's gonna be able to stay alive. Flash forward by Snowflower, trying to get the chase. Will be able to get that last auto. Oh, nice juke back, but the auto attack from Mickey will finish him off. I thought he got out for a second. Now Gorilla actually on the run. Does have that flash available should he need to use it. A lot of low members on the side of ROX, a lot of low mana bars as well. I think they just peel back and maybe surrender this mid turret. Peanut on the run. Snowflower is sticking to him like glue. Pillar gets thrown out. Beautiful Pillar there, and Lyra follows up with the Javelin. Not going to connect that next one, though, and Smeb and Prey just don't recall there. Have to back off.
Well, Smeb could just ult right back into lane right there if he wanted to. Even without that TP down if they need to protect that turret. But yeah, nice little pick there that they found onto Kuro. Got most of the damage down before anybody could respond.
2 for 1. And now this turret gonna fall here. Smeb comes in, gets on the song. You're doing a lot of damage. Turret's still standing at the moment. Snowflower gonna be taking it up. Walks forward, does clear it out. Smeb gonna have to back out here.
He did ult back into lane.
Yep.
Right. Could have actually taken that one a little bit sooner, maybe actually saved the turret, but not the biggest deal in the world, especially with the kind of lead the ROX Tigers have. Still 4,000 gold up as long as they can contest the next dragon, avoid the possibility that Afreeca Freecs are going to be coming back via some sort of 5-dragon stack. Should about sew things up here, and that'll buy them some time to play around the Baron.
I'll have to take a look at Peanut and see where he's at. For this Saded goes back, finishes the ball with Malmortius, and picks up a seal. Right, taking a bit of damage. Gorilla gonna go deep, finds Lyra. Kuro on the backside, trying to melt him out. He goes down. Smeb goes in with a phase dive to finish him off.
Really good use of the combo from Gorilla straight into the parallel convergence to stun up Lyra and get him underneath the tower.
Yep, nothing you can do in that scenario. And he falls, and looks like ROX keeping this mid lane open, taking. And Smeb maybe a little bit too deep here, but still a very tanky Echo, going to be retreating. Still has flash, and now you see actually goes back in on the Songyun. It's a triple proc, takes him down below half HP.
Good
He's
job.
barely scathed.
He's got the shield coming in from the parallel convergence. He's not actually worried about anything right now.
ROX just going to keep postured forward in this mid lane. Lyra does come up, but B2 carries having to back off here. Looks like they're just going to peel back, keep these waves pushing, and sweep through the jungle, get a little bit while they can. 26 sacks here for Peanut, so just a few camps away.
Yeah, it's taken longer than I thought.
Yeah, I was expecting this more around the 19 or 20 minute mark, but I mean, despite how bloodthirsty it's been, he just hasn't been in the jungle as much to farm up, I suppose. We can see that in the CS discrepancy between him and Lyra, who's currently up 20. But Peanut definitely being wildly more impactful in this game.
Yeah, as much fun as we were making of Ixu's Hex Drinker, that actually is going to be useful later against this LeBlanc, so at least he'll have that, because this LeBlanc is a major threat to creating picks right now, and Afreeca have to avoid that at all costs.
So poor Ixu, 0-6 and 0, just not having a fun time, it seems.
Indeed not.
Yep. See Blade of the Rune King getting ready to come in for Songyun. It's just fallen behind Prey, of course.
Well, he just needed the wave clear, right? I
Yeah.
think it's smart of him to go Hurricane first in this circumstance, because with the ROX Tigers just diving you every which way, you can't let those minion waves get to your turrets, or else they're going to come and find you underneath it and just kill you. And then take your tower, so...
Smeb, there's a pick there. Spotty says he sees Snowflower. He's not going to be able to catch parallel conversions. Quite a ways away from landing, but ROX all postured up in this top lane except for Kuro. Ixu in the bottom side still has teleport available. Let's see if he wants to pull the trigger on it. Looks like they're just going to have to let the turret go for the time being, knowing that they cannot win a flat-out 5v5 without some serious outplays. Meanwhile, Kuro starts pressuring up on the mid. Will work this tower down to about half HP.
Question is, are they going to keep putting down the pressure onto the tier 2, or are they actually just going to try and go for the safe play, which is to go for the dragon right now, right as it spawns? That's going to be the right decision to make, I feel.
Yeah, denying any hope of a 5th dragon for Afreeca is definitely going to have to be on their checklist for this game. First, the Scuttle Crab.
Peanut really
That
wants
will
that.
get taken away by Lyra, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, flashes coming out here from Kuro as he tries to get away, has to distort. Afreeca cannot finish the chase. There's going to be a TP coming in here from Smeb on the backside. Does the parallel convergence. Will not find Mickey, but he does get Songyun. There's had a bit of damage on the hook. Gets popped by Prey, and there goes the Callista, completely disappearing. And Smeb just diving straight into the backside, uses that ultimate to get himself out to safety. Gorilla gets locked up, however. All-Star ultimate does fall off. Lamster Spike comes down.
Nice
They
stun.
dive right back in. Lyra having to jump away to safety. Gorilla almost going down, but Ixu is going to be the next one to fall. Peanut finding these kills, takes out Songyun, takes out Mickey in the end of things. And they get a near ace. Snowflower, the only one making it out alive, and that's going to be ROX roaming up to that Baron.
Man, Smeb's Echo has been way better this game than last game. Just the zoning he's able to do and the stuns he's been able to land with that parallel convergence are just crazy. Coming in here, hops right over the wall, forces the flash from Mickey. Songyun eats it. Then the chain CC comes through from Gorilla. But really, Smeb just slowing everybody up with that Iceborne, popping back over. Now watch this. He's going to throw out another one right here. And then he's just going to flash into it after the phase dive to make sure they get another couple of people stunned. And Peanut easily able just to roll through underneath the tower and take out a couple more members for the double.
Yep. That's
Meantime,
Baron over ROX.
Yep, Baron taken. That will just about sew this game up, Achilleos.
Pretty much. 10,000 gold lead, 6 towers, 12 kills. ROX in dominating fashion, taking down Afreeca so far in this game, and now going to net themselves their first dragon at 25.5 minutes. So at this point, the stats really going to come through. On the backside, it's Smeb doing Smeb things. Will not get stunned into the wall, but he's still quite healthy to continue this advance.
Kura in the mid lane, pushing it out. They want this red buff right now if they
Keeping
can
the
get it.
Baron
Ixu.
Go in on the Gorilla. Ixu gets popped up and melted out. Goes down. Prey finds the kill. Headbutt onto Snowflower, knocking him in. The Fate's Call will drag him to safety. So this is just opening up ROX for split pressure in that mid and bottom side of the map.
Ixu really didn't want to E the Alistar when Alistar had his ultimate up. That was a big mistake coming in there.
Very, very big one. Parallel emergence thrown out just to zone him off. That's going to be the inhibitor going down. Kuro still applying that pressure in mid. Songyun cannot even try to clear out the wave. That's going to be 2 inhibitors and ROX. Let's see if they just stick around or if they're going to back out and play it really safely.
Nah, they're not going to do that. Oh. They're going to go for the triple inhibitor kill instead. I'm rather disappointed, but Death Timer's not so long yet. Ixu is currently 3 levels down on Smeb, and he actually did catch up in CS, but those kills are really overwhelming factor.
Yep. Let's see though, all these minions shoving in. They lock up Snowflower, taking a bit of damage as Smeb goes deep with phase dives yet again. Tower gonna fall. The Prey gets caught by that ultimate from the Varus. Lambs just right down to try to keep him alive. Ixu into the forefront, but he's still getting chunked out. Core throws out the chain. Should be able to root him. Maybe even finish him off. Can he do it? It's gonna be Peanut to confirm the kill. Smeb still going so deep. Uses the ultimate, stays alive, and there it is. 3 inhibitors going down. Ixu dead on the side of Afreeca, and ROX likely just gonna back off.
Yeah, no need to push it now. Go back, spend that mountain of money you just made. 3 inhibitors down, come for the final push in just a few minutes. Oh boy. Well, this has been a very one-sided affair after a good, close game number 1.
Yep.
Smeb just opening up with Peanut on this map, and when you get the kind of level advantages that we're seeing right now, Smeb is 16, Ixu is level 12.
Yep.
Not gonna be easy. I mean, Ixu is the same level as Gorilla. That's
really bad.
That's really bad.
That is the rough life right there. Yeah, Smeb looking to add another MVP onto his list.
I think so.
Yeah.
Peanut has a strong case too this game, but I think
I
after
think a
that
double
1v2, you got to give it to Smeb.
Absolutely. I mean, that's what shut down Ixu, forced him into an early Hex Drinker on Poppy, and just made him pretty much a non-factor and a repeated dive target that just helped ROX get continuously ahead. See, On the Hunt has been popped here as they go in for the coup de grace onto Afreeca. Ixu taking a lot of damage. Pops the keeper's verdict. Does get a lot of damage. A lot of people moved away with that one. Gorilla gets locked up, popped up in the air, will go down. Smeb maybe looking to follow. Uses the ultimate, gets a huge heal off of that one, but still trying to dash away. But it's going to be a confirm from Songyun. First Nexus Tower falls, however, and Prey, Kuro, and Peanut, the triple threat still here. Can't find Snowflower as he does make it into the pound, but the Nexus completely exposed. Prey really healthy as well. Kuro going in, finishes off Songyun. I think this is going to be the game right here, Monty.
I think it is too. Too many super minions to kill, and that's going to be it.
Yep, and that's going to be the game. A nice 2-0 by ROX Tigers. After a really back and forth first game, they come out swinging, and they take down Afreeca in very convincing fashion.
Yeah, Smeb and Peanut doing Smeb and Peanut things. to that top lane, making Ixu's life a living hell. And at a certain point, you just got to feel bad for him. It's not Ixu's fault any longer. He actually just can't be anywhere on the map without dying.
Yeah, it's just really rough. Questionable buy on the Hexdrinker. As you said, it would pay off later in the game, but at the time,
it was not good. Especially when he's going to itemize the Iceborne Gauntlet first.
Yeah.
What are you actually doing with a Hexdrinker there? It doesn't make any sense. You just gotta, I think you just have to itemize pure defense, try and get basically some form of armor, like get a cowl and then buy a shroud as fast as you can, and then try and just tank it out that way instead of the manner in which he decided to do it.
Yeah. Smeb ending that game with the most damage overall.
Oh my god.
Yeah, 23,000 on the Echo.
It's a great performance. Didn't even die until that final push either.
Yeah, just a couple thousand ahead of both Peanut and Prey, who were hot on each other's heels.
How do you do more damage as a tank Echo than a Varus?
I don't know. Smeb doing Smeb thing. He was always in there hitting. He was always in there hitting multiple members of the enemy team.
Yeah, that's true.
A lot of damage going out, using those Time Winders really well. Those parallel convergences also were just gorgeous. You could make an entire Echo montage out of that one game from Smeb.
Guy's exceptional performance, showing why he is on top of our MVP standings this season.
Yep.
Pretty much hard to contest that he is the best top laner in the world.
But hey, Uni must be close, obviously. If LoL Esports supposed to have any standing.
Oh boy. Well, we're going to get some MVP interviews up right now with definitely Smeb.
Yeah, it's got to be Smeb. We can see, there it is, Smeb. Just that one death at the end of the game, 69% kill contribution in the end of things. And just a hell of a lot of damage. And now 13,000 MVP points. He is 4 ahead of
1,300.
13,000. That would be really impressive. 1,300. Thank you for keeping my math in check as always.
He hasn't played 130 games yet this season. But yes,
impressive if he got MVP in all of them as well.
I would have actually loved to have seen the cooldowns for both of these players in this. Unfortunately, not going to have that available to us. But yes, Smeb, it's that next Time Winder out. And the lower cooldown on Time Winder, the lower cooldown on Phase Dive allows you to do things like this in the early game on Echo that wouldn't have been possible previously. Major indicator of the changes and how they have affected Echo, especially in the laning phase.
Just catch after catch. Parallel convergence is very much on point here. Just enabling the team to win. Straight back in. This kid just plays fearlessly throughout this entire game. Really knowing his limits. And that is the making of a truly great player, the master of a champion.
So fun that we're to see more Echo right now.
Yep.
I look forward to it. I want some mid lane Echo too.
Yep, 6.7 rolls around. Riot's going to nerf Echo because of Smeb. We do, however, have an interview with our 2 MVPs. We're going to throw over to Robin for the translation.
Thank you very much, gentlemen, for yet another great day in the cast. Yeah, sure, keep making fun of me. Keep making fun of the deaf guy. Let's get into the interview booth with our 2 MVPs from the second set of games today. Kuro is first. Congratulations, Kuro. Well, last week, Samsung, with their victory, your playoff spot was secured. But we have yet to hear what you feel about your securing the playoff seed. How do you feel? Well, it feels great to make the finals just like last year. And well, hopefully our games won't turn out like last year's spring. Hopefully you're still practicing very hard. Now, Afreeca is in a very desperate situation for their playoff seed. Did you maybe talk to them before the match? Well, Sanghyun came over to me and he was like, please die to us. And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll go bottom lane and die for you. Yeah, that's what he said. Did you maybe feel a bit sorry after you taking the victory? No, not really. I feel pretty great. Yeah. So in the first game, we couldn't really even feel that it was a 40-minute game because it was really tense and action-packed, and we could really see the true colors of both teams. What was it like inside the game? Well, when we were scrimming, well, I'm not really sure. Not all games are very bloody, but we do fight a lot, skirmish a lot. on stage, we usually win with rotations rather than skirmishes. Your Lissandra won you the MVP in the first game, and you initiated fights very, very well.
이번에는 딱히 가장 기억에 남는 거 없는 거 같고
Well, there's no particular moment that
저번 경기가
stands out to me, but
기억에 남는데
last match, I have a lot of things that I can remember, but not this game. What specifically are you talking about? Well, the enemy was hitting the Baron, and we took aggro on the outside, and then I went in with a flash as Lissandra. And I'm not sure why I'm talking about this now. Now, next week, you are facing Jin Air. You have anything else to say? But we're going to be fighting against Jin Air in Jeonju. And we will practice very hard going into Jeonju, and we will be taking that match. Now let's meet Smeb, the MVP of the second game, on his Echo. Now, the Tigers broke the winning streak of Afreeca. How does it feel to secure this victory? Well, recently, our conditions have been really good. We've been in pretty bad shape. But yeah, I'm glad that we were able to recover and take this victory. Last time you lost against KT, and today it was a chance for you to redeem your confidence. How does it feel to win? Do you think your confidence came back? Well, everyone's kind of sick, and everyone was curious about our condition, and everyone said, "Oh, we actually feel pretty good." So I thought we would be able to win without much trouble. Oh, your teammates were sick. Well, yeah, they were playing sick, I think, but some of them actually had fevers and stuff. So yeah. Now, recently, with the buffs onto Echo, his pick rate has gone up a lot. And before, he was used a lot in mid and jungle. But is there a reason why he's so good in the top lane? Because it's a tank meta in the top lane. And he gets a movement speed buff when he hits the third strike. So he has a really, really good in and out sort of mechanic that's really helpful. Your Echo was really, really strong today. And especially that 2v1 in the top, in early game top lane. It was a really tense situation, but do you maybe remember the details a little bit? Yeah, I do, of course, remember. And everyone was kind of really tense. Oh, what's going on? Is he gonna die? Is he gonna live? And yeah, I was shaking a little bit, I think. Yeah, how are you controlling, mechanically speaking, in that moment? I was like, I just gotta kill her, you know? Die. That's what I was saying. Now, perhaps it's because you guys secured your final seed early on, but are you slacking off, you think, maybe? What do you think? Yeah, like I said, it's not that we're slacking off, we were sick, and that did affect our gameplay a lot. So we plan to take really good care of ourselves until the finals. Right now, Champions is in complete chaos. Who do you think is going to make it up to the finals to face you guys? Well, whoever it is, I have a lot of confidence that we're going to win. Sounds very confident. Now, any final words for the fans? Well, recently, our fans have been really worried about us since we were sick, but everyone has been recovering, and we hope to continue to play very well, even in the finals and Jeonju. So that appears to be it for the day. Back to you guys to wrap it up. And deafness is not a funny illness.
No,
Or
it's
disability,
not.
rather.
It's really not, Robin. Thank you for the clarification on that one and for the translation as well.
I was
know you can't hear
confused
me.
about whether it was funny or not, but that just cleared it all right up.
Yeah, no,
Thank you.
I wasn't sure. Thank you for that one. But just to recap on the day, SK Telecom coming out on top of Samsung, who were only able to pick up that first game. And then SKT decided to style all over them. Speaking of styling all over people, ROX Tigers did that with their second game over Afreeca Freecs.
Especially Smeb.
Especially
Really,
Smeb.
the Smeb show in game number 2. Amazing
That's
echo
usually how
play.
it goes. with the ROX Tigers in their games. We can see they, of course, are locked in at first place. Nobody can catch them, and the standings do not change whatsoever as KT Rolster have a +1 on their game score compared to SK Telecom.
Yeah, Samsung, though, if Afreeca can win a couple more and Samsung does beat Kongdu, then they will have a chance to have a tiebreaker in terms of game score. And this is next week.
It's quite possible. Afreeca versus Longshu, who have not been looking very good. Will be our first game next week, and then KT versus SK Telecom. That's going to be one hell of a series to watch.
Both those teams have 2 games left, so could come down to this game that decides who is going to be in that second place position.
Yep, big second place implications there. ROX Tigers versus Jin Air. Jin Air, another team that's been kind of faltering in recent history, so could be an easy win for ROX, but we'll see if Jin Air is going to come out swinging and maybe net themselves another win and keep themselves up in that top 4 spot at the moment. And then Kongdu Monster versus Samsung. I think we know how that one's going to go.
Must win for Samsung, though. Absolutely must win.
Yep, but another one for Afreeca. Have to win the next 2. CJ to come up next. So they have a fairly easy schedule, it would seem. And then SK Telecom rounding things off for their schedule with Spenu, Sonic Boom, who have been looking better, but I don't think it's good enough to take a set off of them. And then KT following with Kongdu. A couple of those easy games kind of thrown in there for both of these teams. SKT with Spenu, KT with Kongdu. So it really is going to be that head-to-head matchup to decide the second place spot.
And if Spenu can maybe take a game off SKT, that could actually be huge too.
That would be pretty crushing. That'd be a really interesting one to see. Sawson has been performing quite well. If he could style on Faker, that would be one hell of a thing to see.
He's tried so many times, like with the
just bring up the Jarvan again.
The Vel'Koz into the Azir, the famous one where he actually like killed Faker 3 times in lane. But yes, it could be a fun game for sure, especially considering that Spenu has been looking at least better. So every game counts so much right now, so very much. And we could see it really come down to that game differential. Remember, KT is a game ahead, even though they have the same record as SKT. So that could really affect things depending on the 2 matches for those 2 teams. Whoever's going to be in third has to play another best of 5. That's really unfortunate for them. You have to show more strategies. It gives you more chance to be eliminated. It's just exhausting, too, how many games you have to play in a span of like 4 days if you try and run a gauntlet like that. But that's why we have a double round robin best of 3. Your standing really matters, and so a long season, obviously, hundreds of games, usually over 200 in every regular season, but you play well in those games, and you are rewarded very highly.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, 2-0 for either of those teams would be monumental for them locking into second place, and ROX just maybe going to fool around with some of the rest of the teams that they have to play against, so we're going to see what happens as we come up with those teams. Sawson and Spenu really hoping that they could take a game off of SKT. That'd be good for them moving into the next split, but SK Telecom, of course, going to be looking for that 2-0. Every match counts, and we are entering into the final week before playoffs. Jeonju is going to be one hell of a time.
Yeah, Wednesday we're going to be here in Yongsan, but Thursday, Friday, and Saturday we will be in Jeonju in a different city, new venue, should be fun, lots of different fans.
It'll be a lot of fun, and we'll see you back here at Yongsan on Wednesday next week. Have a good night.
Eventually.
Eventually.
You messed it up.
Well, I thought Caster June was ending. Oh well, good night. We'll see you next week.